Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us at tonight's Campaign for a Mass Workers' Party online meeting. First of all, I'll just give a few apologies, starting with our chair. Unfortunately, the chair for tonight's meeting, Dave Hill, can't make it. He had an op yesterday, and I'm afraid he's not quite recovered following that. So we send Dave our best wishes and wish him well. In addition, as well, unfortunately, Laura Pidcock won't be able to join us tonight. Roger met her at the Durham Miners Gala over the weekend, and she kindly agreed to speak. And then, sadly, realised there was another commitment that she had to attend to. So hopefully, Laura will be joining us at a future discussion. So, on that note, I'd like to thank everyone for attending. And what we're going to do, we're going to begin with our guest speakers. We're suggesting each guest speaker gives a contribution of about 6 minutes, and then we're going to open the meeting up to obviously the really important discussion. Now, I'm not going to set the scene beyond saying we know why us working together is so important. We know that just over a year ago, many people on this call were all working closely together on the eve of a launch of what became your party. So we now know that there's some people that are still in your party, some people are not allowed to be in your party, and some people have got other ideas, but we do know we need to work together again very closely. So on that note, and I do apologise to every speaker that's on. We've unfortunately, with Dave literally giving short notice, we've just had to go through the list there. Han, would you be okay to open up with a discussion with your contribution?
Okay, that's a surprise, but I'll give it
Thank
a
you.
go.
Thank,
Hi,
thank you.
everybody. Yeah, so I'm really chuffed to have been invited to speak today. Can I just check that you can hear me okay?
Loud and clear, thanks, Han.
Great, great. So I'm here on behalf of Connections Network. And so I'll just say a little bit about Connections and how it fits into the ecosystem of the left. Connections is a network of local groups. It's a place to learn from each other. It's a place to share best practice and gather together collective knowledge. That's basically what it is. So it's any groups that exist that aren't already part of that are welcome to decide who's their rep. You know, it's very loose, and come along and be in. There's a WhatsApp kind of world, a WhatsApp nightmare, WhatsApp, but also more importantly, a meeting every Monday to talk and share. And those at the moment, what we're trying is alternating between a general meeting, a general discussion, and then alternate weeks on working groups. So we break out and have different discussions. So that's basically Connections. But I wanted to posit a few questions into this discussion. So firstly, who do we mean by the left? Do we mean activists who are organised, unionists who are organisers, people who call themselves comrades? Do we also mean climate activists? Do we mean anarchists? Do we mean people that use the phrase radical to describe themselves? Do we include young people who are keen to organise themselves around sociocratic principles into circles with connectors, which is something that we're seeing down in Brighton with a new space that's Old Palestine House, for example? Do we include the anti-fascists, the anti-raids people, and those coalitions? So it's thinking about what do we mean by the left? Who are we really talking about? And I think my main point here is that the left is a broad church of we have a sliding scale of points of view of different sorts of socialisms. And if we're talking about bringing the left together, we have to be open, welcome. We need to be movement building. We need to offer. So sorry. Let me rephrase that slightly. the approach that I bring and what I've always bring and why I stood for election to the CEC, for example, your party, is my experience in community building and what can the left learn from community building. How do we support each other? How do we support volunteer time? How do we activate people? And I think that a lot of this is about sharing power, about self-determination, about self-rule for groups. So, and that as people, as human beings, we have a really strong sense of justice, fairness, and so democracy is essential. We're only as strong as our ability to work together. And I'd posit that the left likes to win arguments and that that's self-destructive. And I think we need to learn to disagree well more. So I'll leave it there. And I look forward to hearing everybody's contributions. Delighted to be here.
Han, I'd like to thank you for an excellent opening up for the meeting. Thank you so much. And